नमस्कार, स्वागत है आपका एमएसटीवी में। मैं हूं अपूर्वा झा और आप देख रहे हैं रूबरू। तो आज हमारे साथ रूबरू होंगी मिस अनीता चंद्रदत्त सिंह, जो कि एक रिनोन्ड जर्नलिस्ट हैं, एक डायरेक्टर हैं, एक ऑथर हैं और शी इज अ पर्सन ऑफ आर्ट। तो चलिए आज इनसे बात करेंगे, कुछ सवालों के जवाब ढूंढेंगे। मैम, बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका हमारे शो पे।
धन्यवाद अपूर्वा, मैं बहुत खुश हूँ आपके साथ बैठकर बातचीत करने पे।
मैम, you have been in journalism since very long.
Indeed, it all began in 1973.
Yeah, it's too long. What you think when you look back at your journey, and what is the thing you think I must have done it differently, or this thing I have done so good and I'm very proud of it. What are those things?
Well, I think it's been an unfolding journey. It all began in a very coincidental manner. I was in a stage production
No.
in Delhi,
Mm-hmm.
and at halftime, a television producer came backstage and said, "Have you ever been interested in a career in television?" Her name was Shukla Das.
Okay.
She was the producer of a very interesting program called the Youth Forum.
Okay.
This is way back in the 70s, and Deepak Vora used to be the anchor, the first anchor. He, however, joined the Ministry of Foreign Affairs,
Mm-hmm.
and suddenly she was anchorless. So by chance, she came and said to me, "Would you be interested in a career in television?" I said, "I've never thought about it, but yes, I'll give it a try."
Yeah.
I went for my screen
Mm-hmm.
test, and the next week I was on the show. So it began in a coincidental manner.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the beauty of a television career is that, particularly if
Mm-hmm.
you are in a journalistic aspect, asking questions, learning about people,
Yeah.
it's a discovery. And that has been the most fascinating part of it, the discovery.
Yeah. It
So
is.
much so that by chance, I was doing a series called Windows of the World
Mm-hmm.
to learn about the cultures of the many, many countries that have diplomatic missions in India. So I would meet cultural officers from their embassies. But when we reached a country called Trinidad and Tobago,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't have a cultural officer. So the High Commissioner suggested on Delhi University campus, there is a young student. He is president of the International Students Hostel. He has created a group of musicians to
Mm-hmm.
showcase the music of Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm-hmm.
He would be the ideal guest. So by chance, we met again.
Yeah.
And it is this unfolding that has been fascinating. He was my guest. He talked about his country. He had a group. They called themselves, in way back in the 70s, Afrobeats. And today, Afrobeats is a very big name in
Mm-hmm.
world music,
Mm-hmm.
but they were the initiators of the name, the title. And it so happened that we got to talk to each other on television, and we had several other occasions to meet. And then one day he proposed, and I got
Beautiful.
married
Beautiful.
to him. So it is truly the whole happenstance, as they say in English. कुछ मालूम नहीं कब क्या होगा जिंदगी
बिल्कुल.
में, पर एक बड़ी खास बात है कि जैसे जिंदगी की गाड़ी चलती है तो कितने कितने अनुभव होते हैं, तो अनुभव की बात जो है बहुत खास है. And it's been a great experience. So I began in India, went to Trinidad and started anchoring a talk show there called Evening Magazine,
Mm-hmm.
which was very interesting because I was the foreigner
Yeah.
interviewing people on Trinidad,
Yeah.
but I had to learn. I learned very fast, and I had a consultant. He was my husband. Then I went on to do a cultural series. The Indian population of Trinidad and Tobago, little known to the rest of the world,
Mm-hmm.
is 43% of the
That's huge.
population.
Yeah, that's huge.
Huge. They have preserved the music, song, and dance of India, fortunately, through films. That was their
Beautiful.
connect, because the indentured workers who were taken during British rule of
Mm-hmm.
India
Mm-hmm.
from 1845 to 1912,
Mm-hmm.
that was a long
Yeah.
duration, and thousands of workers were taken to work in the sugarcane
Yeah.
plantations of
Yeah.
Trinidad. And my husband's ancestors were from a place called Jila Basti in
जी,
Uttar
इन उत्तर
Pradesh.
प्रदेश या
Yes. So it is truly fascinating that
हम्म
through him I learned more and more about his country. But then I was learning from the people directly because, a talk show is about any subject under the sun. And it was fascinating. So I was dropped in the deep end and I swam and then went on to do the cultural show, which I called Mehfil,
महफिल
because I wanted to share with Trinidad and Tobago the beauty of the fact that they will sing and dance spontaneously because of their love of a connection to the motherland. Whatever was remembered, they lost the language because the British instituted that they must speak only in English,
इंग्लिश या
study in English.
हम्म
But in their homes, they would speak a little Bhojpuri, a little Hindi. And the beautiful thing is that every time there's a wedding, there's a night called farewell night
हम्म
or the cooking night.
हम्म
And at that, it is very much like a mehfil where people will get up, sing, dance, बैठ के फर्शों पे हारमोनियम, तबला, धनताल एक खास इंस्ट्रूमेंट है, बजाते हैं, गाते हैं. तो मैं हैरान हो गई. महफिल का शब्द जो है
जी
वो असली यही चीज है.
बिल्कुल
So I called it mehfil, and today the word mehfil has become part of the language of
हम्म
Trinidad. Whenever people get together for music, song, and dance, it's a mehfil.
महफिल
Then I went on to another series, which I called Humsafar.
हम्म
We are all fellow travelers in the journey of life together, building a nation together,
हम्म
because it was the 25th independence of Trinidad and Tobago,
हम्म
and a big corporate house came to me and said, Anita, we want to commemorate the occasion. Would you consider it? And I did. Again, I had the consultant of my husband.
वंडरफुल
I had a great resource because he's been a musician and he knew everybody. And that series traced from independence. Trinidad and Tobago became independent in 1964. So for 3 decades, because I did it in the 80s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, how, in what form did the culture come in music, song, and dance? From the Harish Chandra dances,
या
वो बहुत प्राचीन है,
हम्म
और लोग बैठ के भजन गाते थे.
हम्म
So in my documentary film called Yatra, The Journey of the Indian Presence in Trinidad and Tobago, I trace back to the early times, how the culture came, how it was transformed. And in Humsafar, we actually did 3 decades of progress in music, song, and dance. And I must tell you, the Bollywood films had a powerful influence.
या
Mhm.
सो मैम मुझे लगता है कि जब आप शादी के बाद आपको बहुत ज़्यादा कल्चरल शॉक फेस नहीं करना पड़ा होगा क्योंकि जैसा कि आपने बताया कल्चर काफ़ी हद तक सेम ही होगा इंडिया से।
एक बहुत हैरानगी की बात.
हुँ।
पहले तो मेरे हमारे पिताजी आर्मी में थे,
अच्छा,
सर्जन थे, ऑप्थेमोलॉजिस्ट,
ग्रेट।
और उनको भेजा गया
हुँ,
लंदन as the military medical advisor to the High Commissioner of India. तो हम लंदन में पले कई को 6-7 साल.
हुँ,
और एक कमाल की बात है कि लंदन से यूरोप जाते थे. हमारे मास्टर जी वहाँ एम्बेसडर थे प्राग में,
हुँ, हुँ।
चेकोस्लोवाकिया. तो बचपन से ही लंबी लंबी जर्नीज का महसूस
या
हुआ.
यू हैव बीन इनटू
A
डिफरेंट
traveler.
कल्चर्स या
Because of that, I had a great fascination in world culture. Now I marry someone from a land called Trinidad and Tobago, and I was totally touched and fascinated at the preservation of Indian culture. Without knowing the language,
हुँ,
the
हुँ।
emotional connection was so extraordinary. Do you know, the Pandits
या
have preserved the dharma so beautifully. वहाँ दिवाली से पहले 2 हफ्ते लोग मीट अल्कोहल नहीं खाते, अपने आप को स्वच्छ करने की
हुँ,
कोशिश में.
शुद्ध कर
शुद्धता. मन की, बदन
आत्मा
की,
की, शरीर
आत्मा
की।
की, शरीर की। तो इतनी खास बात है, हमारे इंडिया में तो ये करते नहीं हैं। दिवाली के दिन कोई नहीं मीट खाता। अब देखिए देश में क्या हो गया, खासकर क्योंकि वो कहते हैं कि धूमधाम से मनानी है, तो सब कुछ आ गया है खाने पीने में।
बिल्कुल।
तो वहाँ उन्होंने जैसे ले गए थे, निभा के रखा है।
और ये बहुत अच्छी चीज़ है क्योंकि कल्चर की चीज़ें हैं, तो ये जो पीछे से पिछली पीढ़ी से हम चलाते हुए आ रहे हैं कल्चर, तो बस हम वही चला सकते हैं। अभी वी आर नॉट कैपेबल ऑफ इनिशिएटिंग अ न्यू कल्चर।
I must differ on that
हम्म।
because I do find India has the gift of absorption.
या
You see, India has been invaded first by the Muslims.
या
Then there was the British colonization. There were Portuguese who came on the west coast of India, the French that came on the east,
या
Pondicherry. So there were these foreign influences. And Indian culture, even though tradition is preserved beautifully in festivals and in worship, um, it is such an extraordinary country that it absorbs. And today, I am fascinated. We have recently been posted to Delhi.
हम्म।
Um, my husband just presented credentials to the President of India as the new High Commissioner of Trinidad and Tobago. Just the fact that you're wearing pants and a jacket, which is a big leap forward because there was a time when Indian women only wore Indian clothing.
हम्म।
The men, however, have been in Western clothing from the get go.
या
To be in a suit with a tie is considered formal and correct in an office.
या
घर जाएंगे तो धोती पहन के आराम भी कर सकते हैं. So the fact that India is changing, India is constantly absorbing new traditions, new cultures. Even the music is now becoming a hybrid of East and West in the Bollywood industry. So this capacity to absorb and accept is truly extraordinary in India.
yeah, it is. And I think we have that sense of tolerance and acceptance in us, that is the most important thing, and that's the reason we have not collapsed yet.
And that you are a democracy.
Yeah.
It is the most fascinating thing to see
Yeah.
the sheer humanity of India, the largest population in the world, democratically voting its election time
Hmm.
and peacefully.
Yeah.
Extraordinary. It is a very blessed country.
Ma'am, talking about democracy, you have been writing in your works uh, about power structures, political power structures. So, what do you feel about India right now? Do you think it's more centralized, or what is it in your views, the
Well,
power structure of India right now?
I have to get to know it better because I said we just arrived. But I am very impressed by the fact that the majority of India
Hmm.
is not the privileged class.
Yeah.
You have the haves and the
Hmm.
have nots. And the fact that this administration is trying to uplift
Hmm.
those who do not have, empowering them with means of communication through cell phones, means of utilizing money in a more practical manner, the huge social welfare programs that are happening. I think the fact that you're elevating in India from the ground up is truly worthy of respect. That I'm very, very
Yeah.
deeply touched by.
It is, ma'am. Ma'am, you entered journalism when it was a male dominated field mostly. How do you managed the things, the situations at that time? And uh, right now, what is your w- what will you say to our aspiring women journalists like me and other peoples out there?
Well, first, congratulations for what you do.
Thank you, thank you.
Um, Women have a sensitivity, particularly when it comes to interviews,
Yeah.
because we are mothers,
Mhm.
daughters, sisters. There's a empathy that
Mhm.
comes through naturally. That's one element. The other is that, interestingly, my producer was a female. So I did not feel male dominated at all.
Mhm.
And went on to work in Trinidad and Tobago. Again, they asked me to anchor the show, so that there was a certain element of respect that they are asking me to do this. So I was fine with it. And I was always treated with tremendous respect. So I've never had any issues.
Ma'am, nowadays we talk about AI coming to the field, and we always talk like the field of journalism is going to be taken by AI. What would you say to our new journalist uh, out there? What would you suggest to improve in themselves to not to be taken by artificial intelligence?
Well, artificial intelligence is not human.
Mhm.
It's brilliant, it knows a lot, but it's not human. I am a little distressed about the fact that AI has such a dominance and is eliminating a lot of the world of film and television
Mhm.
simply by the fact that it is cheaper to use AI than to hire a human. I hope something happens to arrest it. People are losing jobs.
Yeah.
I have done a lot of voiceover work for commercials, for radio stations, for narratives of books, but that's human. There was a human element there. AI extraordinarily also has emotion, and that's very worrying. But it can be misplaced if it's misguided.
Yeah.
So it all depends on who is creating the AI. Um, it's something that we are amazed at, but I really think it has to be controlled and arrested so
Mhm.
it does not take over the human ability to do what the human is gifted at doing.
And one more thing is that AI can do whatever human will ask AI to do, and it is made by human, so I think it is controlled by humans only.
It is controlled, but then it also takes
Hmm.
away the jobs of human beings.
Yeah,
So it's a catch
providing cheap
22
labor.
situation where you have something new and wonderful, but it can be abused.
Yeah, anything can be abused. मैम आपके करियर में कभी कुछ ऐसा हुआ जिससे your view to change the world, to see the world completely changed? Anything that happened that you just completely changed how to see the world? Is there anything like that?
Well, Apurva, I really think we're living in a very troubled world.
Yeah.
And there are more crises today
Mm-hmm.
with war and strife
Hmm.
and dictatorships and human suffering than we have seen in our entire life. I mean, I was born in 1948.
Mm-hmm.
I was compelled on an occasion to write a song. My work goes into all aspects of the arts. So I was a composer since I was about 14 years old, and I'd strum my guitar and
That's
I'd
great.
sing my songs. This was created for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. He
Mm-hmm.
came to Trinidad and Tobago to attend a conference, and the conference title was Harmony in Diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Because Trinidad and Tobago is a diverse country,
Mm-hmm.
people were brought from many parts of the world
Yeah.
to inhabit this gem of an island,
Mm-hmm.
two islands, Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the problem is, so His Holiness was attending a conference called Harmony in Diversity, and they needed a song. And by chance, I had this song, so I showed it to the director, and she said, "You know, we're going to use this." song is about harmony in the world, a
Mhm.
troubled world. The words say, light the light that leads to a deeper understanding. Paint the colors in the many hues of love. Love's the light that lights your life, that makes it right in the spirit of harmony. Many races, many clans, religions, faiths, beliefs, each of us connected through the thread of humanity.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Every human heart aspiring to reach a deeper understanding of love, hope, and peace. So light the light that leads to a deeper understanding. So I
Beautiful.
was driven to write that because of what's happening. And do you know that was done years ago? And it is more relevant today than even then.
Yeah, it is. You have been a full-time working woman, I guess.
I haven't. That I haven't. I've been a freelancer,
Freelance.
more so because of my husband's career. It would take us to many parts of the world,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and there's not possible to work in a foreign country, so I would continue my passion for the arts in filmmaking, in stage production, and also the culinary arts, because now I had to showcase the cuisine of Trinidad to the foreign countries. So it's been a great involvement in connecting humans through the arts.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So, how did you manage your personal life and professional life? Because being a working woman, be it freelancer or full-time professional, it's very demanding and consuming. And especially the field of journalism or film or anything that you need to be in front of camera. How did you manage that?
Fortunately, when the children were little, I had help at home. And because I was a freelancer, I was home based.
Mm-hmm.
I would script my productions, I would paint my paintings, I would develop all kinds of concepts at home. And I was with the children. I
Mm-hmm.
was very concerned that I should be there for them in the morning before they go to school and
Mm-hmm.
in the afternoon when they come back. So it would usually be in the evening that I would be on camera, and sometimes in the daytime while they were at school. So, fortunately, it all worked out. My husband's had a very demanding career, so he's been on the go, go, go.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but thanks to some domestic help, I was able to ensure that the kids were always well cared for. And of course, the meals were cooked. Yes.
I love home cooked food. I just love that. You have been to different countries. You have been a traveler. I personally love traveling a lot, but right now it's not possible for me because I'm young and I have not seen the world as of now. What is your philosophy of life? You have seen different cultures, you have lived in different cultures, you have seen different kind of people, you have met many people in your life, you have talked to them, you know how things works in different mind, how people think of a certain thing, how different perspectives can be. Then what is your philosophy of life?
That the human race is one. There is very little difference between person to person. People's needs are exactly the same. People need to communicate with each other. People need to feel loved. People need to express their ideas. People who are creative need to produce. It is a human condition, and frankly, language
Mm-hmm.
is never a barrier
Mm-hmm.
because the human emotion is exactly the
Same,
same.
yeah.
And that's interesting that we humans actually feel the same
Same.
feelings. So, where really the difference exists in is location, climate, external factors. But the human person, what a blessing it is to be able to feel emotion
Yeah, it is.
and to share emotion, um, and to express emotion. So I think There are more similarities than differences, and because of traveling, I have seen that more and more.
Yeah. So, ma'am, what is single thing you will say, you will suggest to the new generation that is called Gen Z, or the people out there who are younger than you? What would you suggest to them about life? Not about career, not about anything else, but about life.
I would suggest that where you come from, your tradition, your ancestry, the great teachings of your philosophers, you must never forget that,
That's great.
because that is who you are. You're genetically that. Parents play an extremely important role in propagating and passing on tradition. I think you are totally lost if you have no sense of a background.
Yeah,
That is your foundation, and therefore you must uphold that. To be an
true,
Indian is something extraordinary.
true, true,
Look at the civilization. Look at what this civilization has given to the world in
true.
astronomy, astrology, philosophy, medicine, cuisine. I mean, the list goes on
Mm.
in just textiles and handicraft. It is extraordinary, and to respect that is primary. After that, you can learn, absorb anything you want from anywhere in the world, but you must be properly anchored
Mhm.
in who you are, where you come from.
Yeah, true. Thank you so much, ma'am, talking to us. It was really great talking to you, ma'am.
I'm delighted and lovely to meet you on television.
Thank you so much, ma'am. तो ये थी बातचीत हमारी मैम की पर्सनल और प्रोफेशनल लाइफ के बारे में। मैम ने बताया कि लाइफ अपार्ट फ्रॉम इंडिया दूसरी कंट्रीज में कैसी है, और हर जगह जिंदगी खूबसूरत है। तो इसी के साथ मैं अपूर्वा अलविदा लूंगी, और आप देखते रहिए एमएस टीवी।